everyone, RogueGold here, welcome back to the Division 2, and today, the moment you all have been waiting for has finally arrived. As of today, August 19th, and for the next 3 weeks until September 9th, stretch goals are live within the game, this time for Year 7 Season 1, Crossroads, and that means that for the first time since their introduction, you have a chance to jump in and grab items like the Lexington, the Turmoil, the Caretaker, and many more rare items, alongside brand new pursuits like a cosmetic outfit and other rewards there. There's a ton to jump in and grab, and so I'm going to break it all down in this video, how stretch goals work, what the best XP sources are, and what exactly your chances are at getting those items that you want the most. So we've got a lot to get to. I don't want to waste any more time than is needed. If you end up enjoying the video and you want to see more of my stuff on the Division 2, then don't forget to subscribe. Major shout out and thank you to our channel members. Legend has it that members have an even better chance at acquiring the Lexington. I'm completely kidding. Please don't take that seriously. Jokes aside, thank you all for your support. But without further ado, let's get to this. Alright, so we're here in the game's event timelines tab in the seasons menu, and as you can see, the Summer Swarm event is ongoing. It has 3 weeks left, like we mentioned in the intro. Now, what does this actually translate to in gameplay? Well, if I tab back over to my season pass, this is where you will see we are on page 11 of the season pass. This is a brand new final page that has been added for this event, and how this works is that these are infinite rewards. So even though I'm starting right here at what would be tier 101, by the time I rank up and collect all of these and get to this 110 reward, it then starts me over. And I'm back right here at 101. You can go through this as many times as you are able to while the event is live. The only condition for this is that you do need to be at Season Pass rank 100. You can see that before this started, I was already done with my Season Pass. Now to answer the question, no, you do not need to own the premium version of the Season Pass. I know a lot of people have been having that question. This is completely free for all players of the game who are at level 40, but you do need to have your Season Pass completed before you can begin participating in this. Now the good news is, if we go back to the event's timeline, while this is also live, there is also a 2x XP event that is going on. Now this XP does not count for the stretch goals, right, beyond tier 100. However, up until tier 100, if you're still trying to complete your season pass, you can see that for the same 3-week duration, this 2x event will be live. So hopefully that can help you catch up if you're a little bit behind. So that's how stretch goals work. Now let's go on to talk about how exactly you want to go about getting your season pass XP and ranking these up as quickly as possible. Alright, so the first thing to understand when it comes to season pass XP is that it is not the same as your regular SHD XP and progression. If I hover over this mission, just to show you, you will see that there are 2 types of XP rewards. The top one, the white number, is your SHD progression. Again, that is separate. That is not what we're going for in this. What we care about is that bottom orange number. That number and the little symbol tied to it is your Season Pass XP. Now, you will get some amount of Season Pass XP for just playing content in the game. You can see if we were to do DCD headquarters here, we would get 434. If I tab over to another activity here, a resource convoy would give me 51. Like, you can get it from doing these smaller activities, but it's not going to net you the most yield, which again, we're trying to get as much of this as possible within the next 3 weeks while stretch goals are live. So how do we want to do that? The first concept I want to underline to you are the 2 multipliers that are available to Season Pass XP. If you notice next to my Season Pass XP yield number from this activity, there's a plus 20%. There are 2 ways in which you can multiply your Season Pass XP gain. The first one is going to be by having your seasonal modifiers active. So if you are okay with playing with seasonal modifiers, you will progress faster in stretch goals if you have them on. This will give you again a plus 10% yield to all sources of it that you get. The other 10% sources then if you go and own the premium season pass. So if we go back to the regular season pass here, you can see at the top left of the chart, it says premium active. That is that other 10% source that I'm getting. So in total, those can stack up. And as you saw, that'll give me a plus 20% yield on all sources of season pass XP. So if you want to be the most efficient, then be aware of those 2 multiplying sources. When it comes to actually farming out season pass XP, however, there are 4 primary sources that we want to pay attention to, because again, while you can just go and play whatever content you want if you like, that's not actually going to rank you up that fast. The first thing to be aware of is your manhunt scout. So if we toggle the manhunt tab here in the map, every single manhunt scout, as you can see under the rewards tab, nets you with 2,000 season pass XP. That's by base. If you have the plus 20% like I do, that goes up to 2400. This is a really good source, notably because if you want to, you can set your world difficulty to normal and get through one of these scouts in no time. So if you have any of the 12 scouts remaining to complete, then be sure to go out and do that. You will get your, huge boost of XP from that. That's one really good source. After that, we need to then talk about the seasonal journey. If I go into my seasons menu here and tab to the journey, this is another fantastic way where if you have not done your complete journey yet, to get season pass XP, and that's for two reasons. You can see on the right side that every mini objective within a journey mission awards you with 300 XP. Again, that's with the multiplier. I think it's like 250 if you don't have those on. But then additionally, on the left side, each of the 7 journey missions, once completed, awards you with, I think the base value is 2200 season pass XP. So once again, it's the end of the season. A lot of you may have already gone through your journey, but if you still have individual objectives, or even better, one of these whole missions to complete, that's going to be a great way to get easy XP, so be sure to take advantage of that. The third source we need to talk about are weekly projects. If we go to our projects here on the map, every weekly project awards you by base 1000 season pass XP. Once again, if you have the multiplier, that goes up to 1200. So you have options like doing the PvE one here, where you just complete some missions. The weekly summit project gives you it. The requisition is a fantastic one to do, because if you have the resources, you can get it done instantly just by donating a few things. But then you've also got options like the weekly legendary mission, descent, PvP. Whichever ones of these you are inclined to do, this is going to be a fantastic source of XP. And once again, these will reset 2 full times, I think, 3 full times, whatever, while the event is still here. So for as long as Stretch Goals is live, and for as often as you can do it, get your weekly projects done, and you will progress even faster. Once you have taken a look at all 3 of those sources, which again are your Manhunt Scouts, your seasonal journey, and your weekly projects, we then have one final source, and this is going to be the most repeatable and farmable source of Season Pass XP, and those are priority objectives. So if I go back into my seasons menu once again, we tab to priority objectives. Every single priority objective that you complete will award you with Season Pass XP. As you can see right here, they're divided into how long the activity is. So for activity here, one of the game modes would give me 625. A mission would give me 530, a stronghold 932. These are the most repeatable and farmable source of XP. As I said, you have 3 refills that you're given per day. As you can see at the bottom, I have the ability to re-roll these options if I wanted to try and get something else. Also, if you end up decrypting one of these and you don't like what you get, you can abandon the objective once per hour. Now, the real trick here is that while you can just do these on their own, it's also fantastic to try and sync them up with whatever content you're trying to do otherwise. For example, if I still had to do one of my Manhunt Scouts, and let's say I was doing Scout 12 and it wants me to complete certain invaded missions or a stronghold, well, maybe I could then look at what the available invaded missions are. I could then go back to my priority objectives and see if I have the luck to decrypt this mission and have it sync up with one of those ones that I need to do. Or additionally, I have a stronghold option that's available here. I know that in my weekly projects, I have a legendary weekly to do. Maybe I'd get lucky enough that because this is capital building, I could go back to my priority objectives and get this one to sync up with capital building. Of course, that's not going to work out for you every single time, but the general point is, as many of these objectives as you can stack up and get done at the same time, the more efficient you're going to be using your time while this event is live, which again is only for the next 3 weeks. Alright, now the final bit that I wanted to explain here is the drop tables and how you can actually acquire the items that I know you all are trying to get. Stuff like the Lexington, the Turmoil, raid exotics like the Eagle Bearer. Well, if you look at the 11th page of the season pass here, right, the stretch goals page, the caches you're looking out for specifically are these ones called the Summer Swarm caches. There are 5 of them available per loop. So as you can see, they're rewarded here at tiers 101, 103, 5, 7, and 9. These are the only caches that have a chance to drop those items in question. As for your chances, I'll flash these on screen quickly and link them down in the description in case you want a better resource to go back and refer to. But per cache open, you have a 50% chance to get one of the brand new vanity items. This includes a new outfit, arm patches, weapon skins, all of that. So a 50% chance per cache until you claim all of those items. Then of course there are no more to get, so you'll stop getting them. You have a 10% chance per cache cash to get one of the named items that are available. This includes stuff like the Lexington, the Turmoil, the Caretaker, and more. Notably though, the Lexington within that category does have a better chance to drop at a 30% rate. And then finally, per Summer Swarm cash, you have a 0.5% chance to grab one of the quote-unquote exclusive exotics. That includes stuff like the Eagle Bear, the Ravenous, the Ouroboros, as well as the Provocator and the Birdies pack, and these are all distributed equally at a 14.2% chance. So once you reach a certain tier, you need to remember to go into this menu and actually claim the items. So I'm going to claim these 3 that I've earned by playing so far, and let's see what I get. Do we think we're going to be lucky enough to pull a Lexington? Let's try it out. Here's cash number 1. Bonus item. Okay, we got one of the new arm patches, and then let's try cash number 2 right now. Let's see. And we got another arm patch. But there you go. As I said, that is the general framework of this. Those items that you're looking for are going to drop from those bonus categories down at the bottom if you are lucky enough to get one. So best of luck, my friends. Happy hunting. Well, there you have it, my friends. That is your complete and total breakdown of stretch goals this season in the Division 2, and specifically how to best take advantage of them to try and get those rare items like the Lexington, the Turmoil, and more. I hope it all helped out and gave you the information that you needed. In case you are still confused or wanting more clarification on anything, then as always, be sure to leave it down in the comments below. I'll do my very best to respond and clear things up, but that is just about going to do it for me on this one, everybody. If you happen to have a success story in getting the Lexington or whatever item you may be after, let me know that down below too. Otherwise, happy farming. I figure I'll hear from you in a few weeks once the event is over. So until then, RogueGold out.